to another Tuesday morning beginner workout. I'm Dave. Today we're going to be going through beginner core and cardio workouts. So we're going to be mainly focused on strengthening core and mainly focused on getting the heart rate elevated a little bit. So we'll start with our arm swings, palms up, crossover, palms down. Typical format, we're going to do 3 groups, 4 exercises in each group. Then we're going to take 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off on each exercise. You can take breaks whenever you really need to, because there is only 10 seconds between exercise. Just, take a break when you take that break. All right, we're going to do our hip hinge. Come up, pull back on those left fingers. Arms overhead, stand nice and tall, hips to the right, lean to the left. The left, lean to the right. And do that one more time. Back on the right fingers this time, arms overhead. Lean to the left. Left, lean to the right. We'll go through. It's not going to be a lunge, but we'll call it half a lunge. We're going to take half a lunge forward. Twist to the same side leg that you lunge forward. So I'm going to step forward with my right. I'm going to turn to my right and step back. We're going to add a little bit of speed to this. All right, last but not least, we'll do our jumping jacks. So we can either do a full jumping jack, or what we can do is we can do our step jumping jack, like so. I'm going to try talking a little bit louder today. I just noticed I was talking a bit quiet. People have commented that, so I will try to talk a little bit louder because I don't have a free Bluetooth headset yet. All right, so we will go to exercise group 1. 4 exercises. Just go ahead and join along with me, so we're not spending too much time on the demonstrations. We're going to start on the ground for our dead bug. We're going to be in the tabletop position, extending opposite arm, opposite leg, going in 3, 2, and 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg, extend out. And then I'm not touching the ground when I extend out. I'm trying to get as close as I can to the ground while extending out. So don't need to touch the ground. Ideally, we don't touch the ground. We just extend as far as we can. Almost there. I can't see my timer. That's why I'm looking up a little bit. Try to keep your head on the ground. All right, and we're up. We're going to go into our side skip next, which is just simply kicking off to the side. We're going 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds. Move the arms, of course. Looks like a bit of a weird dance. Again, if you find like the hop is too much, you can always just go with a step and kick, right? You don't need to be doing that little hop. I don't find the hop too bad. Most people don't find it too bad on the joints. But if you find it bad on the joints, just, go ahead and take that step and kick instead. All right, low planks next. So we're just getting in that low plank position onto our forearms, nice straight line. Don't lift the hips too high, don't lift them too low. Get started. Now we're just going to hold. Typically we're doing a shoulder tap, or we're doing a kick out to pass the time. I wanted just to focus on the plank today, just to get the form nice and solid. Make sure you got a nice straight line. If you need to make it easier, you can kick your feet out a little bit wider. But there's a lot of good core strengthening that happens just in holding this low plank, and I'm sure you felt it there. Go ahead and take your break. Our shadow skip is last, and we're simply just pretending like we're skipping. You could be doing opposite foot. You could be hopping 2 feet and then just circling those arms, right? Wherever you want to be. It could be alternating, hopping on one foot. It could be those 2 feet, wherever you want to be on that shadow skip to give you a little bit of cardio. All right, that was round 1. Funny that's not showing up. We're going on to round 2 and 3. 2 and 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg, extend it out. So if you haven't guessed already, we're doing a core move, then we're doing a cardio move, alternating. And that is designed like that on purpose. All right, we're going to that side skip. 3, 2, and 1. Not a lot of time for rest, so if you ever need to pause the video, go ahead. But with only 30 minutes, we sort of want to get in, get out, right? 10 more seconds. And 10 seconds to get on the ground. Get ready in that low plank position. If you find the plank too hard, you know, you can go into this high plank position, modified high plank. We're starting. So with the modified high plank, my hands are still under my shoulders. My knees are behind my hips, but I create this nice straight line between hips and shoulders, and then hips and knees is a nice straight line as well. And we're just hanging out. You could do your plank on an incline as well. I like to keep my feet off the ground when I modify it, but if you need to stabilize, put your feet down. All right. And our last exercise of round 2 is our shadow skip. And we're going through. If again you find the hopping hard, you don't need to, hop. You can still shadow skip. You probably won't be doing both legs at the same time, but we could simply march instead, right? Or you can hop. But I think we are done on that one. So we're just going to get down right into the dead bug. I'm going to give us an extra 10 seconds just because I sort of lost count there on where I started. 4 exercises. It's not as clean. We're going into that dead bug now. Extend opposite arm, opposite leg, all the way out. Make sure you're breathing. If you have a hard time, you can always cut your range of motion a little bit, right? Instead of extending my leg all the way out, I'm just trying to drop my heel to the floor instead, right? And that's just as good. All right, we're up on our feet. Side skip on the 6-minute mark. A little bit of a tongue twister there. Keep that chest up, lifted. Make sure we're breathing. Time to go. All right. Transfer to the ground. This is our final round of exercise group 1. So we go into our low plank. Again, nice strong position, nice straight line, right? I don't let my hips sag. I don't lift my butt too high in the air. Nice straight line. If I need to make things easier, I spread my feet apart. If I need to make them a little easier, I grab my hands together. Whatever you need to do so that you're feeling it in your core. It's a little bit challenging, but you're able to do it for the full 30 seconds. And we're done. All right, last set. We have our shadow skip. Go in 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, whatever you want your shadow skip to look like. We're skipping. Modification again. We're just getting those knees up as high as we can, but still don't forget about the arms, right? Get a little bit of shoulder rotation just by moving the arms a little bit. All right. Go ahead, grab some water. A bit of a break. This is where your chair might come in. You might need it for balance. So we have our single leg deadlift, our butt kick, side plank, and lateral shuffle. The other one where we're going to have to sort of be quick on is the side plank, because we are going to do half and half. Because this is a beginner workout, so we won't be holding the side plank as much. But just try to be quicker in your transitions there. Single leg deadlift. I'll demonstrate this one. Everything else can sort of get demonstrated before I do it. Or while I do it. But you can use your chair as balance. All you're doing is you're kicking your back leg out while keeping your chest lifted, hinging at the hips, right? Halfway through, we'll switch on this one too, but it's not as bad with the chair there. All right, so we're starting with single leg deadlift in 3, 2, and 1. One leg stays planted. Keep the chest lifted. Yeah, you don't need to use that chair for balance. We'll switch sides. Maybe it's just a finger on the chair for confidence or for a little bit of stabilization. But you don't want to be like death grip holding it so that, you know, you're not even challenging your balance a little bit. We want to challenge your balance a little bit. All right, so butt kicks, all we're doing is we're kicking the butt. You can choose your speed on this one, so we can be a little faster going. Moving the arms as well. Or again, you could just be a little bit slower, taking out the impact, wherever you need to be for your cardio, for your workout. Try to be nice and soft with your landing. 10 more seconds. All right, side plank. 10 seconds. We're on the ground. Side plank position is elbow under shoulder. Feet are either stacked or separated. And then the hips are just off the ground, so we're up. We're going to switch on the 32 mark to give us enough time so we get about 12 seconds on each side. Switch. Hips are up. Elbow under the shoulder. Open up, right? Don't allow yourself to close down like this. Open up so you're nice and straight. All right, and then lastly, we're on our lateral shuffle, which essentially is based on your hip size. You're going to get down into this low quarter squat position. We're starting. And we're doing a quick shuffle, right? We always want to be square to the front of the room or whatever way we're facing. So knees, ankles, shoulders, hips all face the same direction and never turn. Might look like I'm turning a little bit just because my camera's a little cockeyed, but that's not the, that's just an illusion. All right. So that is round 1. Go right into round 2 with the single leg deadlift, so you can go ahead and join me. Yeah, not a lot of time to break. Yeah, I kind of death grip the chair there. We don't want that. Ideally, you want to get to a spot where you don't need the chair to do that movement. We'll switch sides. Take a little bit of time extra. We'll take a little bit of time extra. Starting on the 20 with our butt kicks. Again, they can be just a step we're starting, right? They can just be a step, or they can be full blown. Five more seconds. I think we're going a little extra here, but that's okay. All right, we're gonna do our side plank again. We're gonna switch on the 22 mark, so we're up. If you need to modify, I'm just going for my knees here. Same thing. My hips are lifted off the ground. My elbow is still under my shoulder. We're switching. But this is just allowing me, if I don't have the ability to hold myself up in the high plank, or the side plank, the full extended position, is, we're done there, is you're able to keep perfect form. All right, last set, lateral shuffle for round 2. Down low, facing the front of the room. Shuffling. Make sure your room is clear. We're moving through. Chest stays lifted. Again, you can be going a little bit faster. You don't need to be hopping. You could just be on your shuffle. It could just be a quarter squat and a step. Almost done. 5 to go. And time. All right. Round to round 3. Single leg deadlift. We started on 30. Yeah, don't just grip it like I always managed to do on my first one. Alrighty, one more. We're going to switch. Switch. More. All right. Butt kicks at the 610. Show you the profile view here. Essentially, again, the modification, we're stepping, kicking the butt with our heel, and then we can also do it at that running pace. Again, I'm trying to move my arms in conjunction with my legs because that's just a good transfer of balance, a good transfer of momentum. And if you don't think about it, we're done there. Going to the side plank on the 50 mark, switching at 702. If you don't think about moving your arms, it's a lot easier. All right, we're up into that side plank. We're nice and open. Hips are off the ground. Let's hold on a little bit longer. And we're switching. Ten more seconds. Be on your other side now. 3, 2, and 1. All right, last set of the side shuffle. We get down into that quarter squat position. Chest stays lifted. I square to the direction that I'm facing. And I'm just taking even steps both ways based on how large my room is. All right, and we're done there. Okay, I'm gonna grab some water myself. I'll throw up the third and final group so you can sort of see what you're in for. sure you take this time to grab some water as well. All right, third and final group. We have a renegade row. High plank position, we're just pulling our elbow past our body. You can also do this one from the modified position as well, from the knees, pulling the elbows past the body. I'll show that in round 2 though, but we're going to be up in 3, 2, and 1. I start my timer. High plank position, feet are a little bit wider than normal, and I'm just taking this time to drive my elbow past my body and get that little bit of squeeze, right? I squeeze that up back. Halfway there, squeeze. Squeeze. No, I said halfway there again, but squeeze. And we're not rotating the torso. As you can see, my torso stays nice and firm there, no rotation. Box, hop, slash shuffle. We're just going to imagine there's a box, and we're going to hop around the box. So we can either hop, or we can shuffle around the box depending on your speed, depending on your ability. You might be going a little faster. Right? Or we could be hopping. Wherever you're at, but we're done that one. Bent knee rotations. We're on the ground, arms in a T, legs are bent up at 90 degrees. We're just going to rotate our knees to the side. They might not touch the ground, right? You might just get to 45 degrees. But we're just rotating, keeping our arms planted on the ground, keeping our hips, shoulders on the ground. Legs bent up at 90. And we're done that one. And then last but not least, the hardest exercise of the whole workout is, you say the best for last is our walkouts. So again, for the walkouts, we're either crawling down, walking out to that high plank position, and standing up. Or if you have a real tough time with that, just do your hips, knees, ankles, ceiling, hips, knees, ankles, ceiling. When we do this, the hips, knee, ankle, ceiling, you keep the chest lifted the whole time. And then for the walkout, I don't have time to do one last one. Just make sure that we stay stable. All right, that's round 1. Flying through it. Round 2, I'll show you the modification on the renegade row. So again, I'm in this modified high plank position. We're starting, driving my elbows past my body. On this one, I find it's probably a little bit better to have your feet on the ground, but allow your weight to shift forward so that you're still holding up your weight, right? I'm not sinking my weight back. I'm not really working my core there, but if I have to hold up my body a little bit with my core, it's getting used there. All right, box, hop, or shuffle. I'm probably going to do shuffle this round. Chest stays lifted. I could be going as fast or as slow as I want on this. This is a little slow for me. So I can always... When we do the shuffle, though, part of it's neuromuscular connections, part of it's using that brain. And the hard part of it is make sure both feet are planted before you move again. Too many times I'll see people, they're coming through like this. It looks really wonky. Both feet planted. All right, we're on the ground. Bent knee rotations. We're just going to get right into it on the 4-minute mark. Not much break there. And move through your range of motion, right? You might not be able to get to that 45 you're probably not able to get to the ground, but maybe you can just go a little bit off to the side. You know, maybe you're just moving 20 degrees out on each side. You don't need to be doing the full 45 that I'm doing there. All right. I'll do the walkout for this one because I didn't demonstrate them too many times. Walkout, crawl down, walk out to this high plank position, stand back up. With the walkout, you could be taking it, you know, nice and slow like that, or you could be going a little bit quicker depending on your ability, right? That's all ability dependent. One more in here. But we want to make sure that we have perfect form the whole time. All right, that's round 2. We're on to our final round. Going with the renegade row in 3, 2, and 1. Again, the feet are going to be a little bit wider so that you're not rotating at the hips. We want the hips to be facing the ground the whole time. You know, I don't open up like this to row. We're just staying nice and neutral. Pulling the elbow past the body and not forgetting to squeeze at the back. We're done those now. Box hop or shuffle. With any of the moves, like I'll start with the hop. With any of the moves, you can always take it slow too, right? I can hop, set myself up, hop again, set myself up, hop again. You don't need to be flying through this. You can take your time and make sure you're set up. Even with the march, right? Like I can set myself up, march, set myself up. Whatever you need to do so that you feel confident. All right, bend knee rotations. We're in that T. Legs are bent at 90 degrees. I'm going to show you a different angle this time. Just so maybe you can see a little bit more of that, what I mean by that 45 degrees. Like, kick out that far. Any farther in my hips are coming off the ground. And again, if you don't have that range of motion, maybe you're just rocking 20 degrees to the left and to the right. We have 10 more seconds. Actually, we do not, because we should end up at 7:50 mark. All right, and our walkouts. We're going right into it. I sort of blend into our break. But just think. Last 30 seconds. And we're done. And I like to more take my time on these. The cardio really comes from being up, being down. All right, and we are done those. We're going to just go right back to the ground. I'm going to stop the timer. All right, so we're just going to lie on the ground, arms overhead in the Y. Sorry, I noticed I talked a little quieter there. I'm really trying to make sure that I'm speaking loudly and clearly. So arms in a Y, I'm pressing my elbows into the ground. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left leg, cross it over my right. Left hand through the hole, right hand on the outside. And I'm going to pull my right knee towards my chest. And we'll switch sides. So my right leg is crossed, right hand through the hole, left hand on the outside. You continue doing that. If you're having difficulties doing that, what we can do is we can sit on a chair, cross our left leg over, or should be our right leg, since we're on that side, and I just slightly lean forward. So this can be done if you have a difficulty doing that from the floor, figure 4 stretch. Then we'll go into our child's pose here. So I'm just pushing my hips back, rolling my hands forward, feeling that stretch in my low back. Possibly your lat, you might be feeling that stretch. I also like to get a little bit of an extra stretch in my lat just by placing my elbows on the ground and pushing back while still reaching forward. And last but not least, we'll do our door frame stretch. So I just go a little bit below shoulder height. I'm grabbing onto that door frame and I'm twisting through the top of my torso. And we'll switch sides. A little harder to see me on this side, but the only way I can do the right side at shoulder height. And if you don't have the door frame again, we just go with that standard handcuff stretch. Grabbing my wrist behind my back, bringing my shoulders back and down and holding. Well, that is all the time that we had for today. I hope you all enjoyed the workout. As always, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to let me know. Something I didn't say at the beginning is that it is Mental Health Week this week. I know when I don't exercise, I feel a little bit like garbage, and it just goes and reaffirms to me how important movement is. You know, the theme of this week's Mental Health Week is name it, don't numb it, and you know, I like to describe what I'm feeling as accurately as possible. And like I say, when I'm not exercising, I feel like garbage, and that's, you know, naming that emotion. So, you know, I extend that challenge to you guys as well. Name your emotions, you know, exactly as you feel. You know, somebody asks you, how are you doing? And you say, you know, fine or okay. That's not really describing your emotions. Most of the time we could do a little bit better than that. We could be happy, you know, we could be a little glum. There's better ways to describe your emotions than fine and okay. So that's my little piece on Mental Health Week. I'll throw another one at the beginning of my workout on Thursday. I hope to see you guys there, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.